Let's get into it. Guerdy,
God.
I just want to acknowledge that you are our first ever repeat guest on Virtual Reality. So I think the three of us should just soak in this
Wait, let's do
historic.
this. Let's do this. Let's do this.
Ooh.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah,
And if
yeah.
me and Evan had it our way, you'd be joining us every week, but you're way too busy. So
Booked, blessed, and busy.
That's right. No, seriously, we are we are blessed to have you Gerdifying the podcast yet again. And we are blessed that you are going to be in our virtual reality live show, Valentine's Day edition, coming up at City Winery on February 10th. You and your handsome
Now,
hubby.
yeah, you're gonna have to ask me how I made that happen. That's the question.
Okay. Well,
I've been
let's
busy,
get
and
into
you haven't been working, honey. I've been busy making it count. Okay.
Well, how did
For
you
the
convince
people.
Russell?
Huh?
How did you convince Russell? Because he's typically a soft-spoken guy, but he's kind of getting more involved this season.
It was a no for like 3 times, and then I was like, I went out to eat with Matt, actually, my publicist, and he's like, Guerdy, I know you can Guerdify anything, right? So I'm like, I'm up for the challenge. So I went back home and did what a woman had to do, and I was like, you know what? 3 times a week is not good enough. Let's do 2 times a day.
wow, I hope you wear a Fitbit because that should count. Yes.
Thank you. You're welcome, by the way, for the people.
Yes.
We are so excited because I love you two on the show. And he just seems like you guys just like complement each other so well. And he's very handsome. So I'm excited to meet him in person.
By the way, guys, you guys have not even seen the full Russell experience. Ooh. He is calm, quiet. He speaks when he has to. When he says no, it's like, oh shit, okay, he has spoken type of thing. He's hot. I mean, he's a thing. He's a thing. You'll get to see.
And I'm excited because also I'm excited to see you. Did you meet Melissa and Dolores at Bravocon at all? Have you met them yet?
Yes, I met them both, and then I also was at the premiere for the Whitney Houston movie, and Melissa was there. So we took some pictures together. I took Meredith Marks from Salt Lake. She was my date. We're like we're getting very close, thick as Steve almost type of deal. That's my girl.
I love how all of mine and Danny's favorite housewives are becoming besties. Like across
because of Bravocon, now it's like a big high school, and there's superlatives, and he's like, I'm the one that's like the expressionist. You know what I mean? Meredith is apparently the CEO of fun, and I'm like, Meredith, when am I going to see you turn up, girl? Because I haven't seen it yet. So, she's the best.
It's so fun.
Yeah, we love her. Well, speaking of Bravocon, obviously you made a lot of friends. Did you have any like unpleasant interactions at Bravocon? I feel like this question is causing a lot of drama.
I had one that really kind of like broke my soul in a way, because I am a 6 crowns type of thing, and maybe it wasn't shady on purpose because they were so all over the place, but I saw Kenya and I'm like, oh my God, Kenya, hi. And she goes, oh, hi. And I'm like, oh, I'm Guerdy. She goes, oh, which show are you on again? Like that. I was like, oh, okay, ma'am. Moving right along. Okay, queen. Yeah, so again, I'm sure she was in her space. She was moving around. We had to go to different rooms. But it was the way she said it. It was kind of like, hey, like, don't be nice. Be nice,
And also, I'm pretty sure.
Fan?
I'm sorry?
Are you an Atlanta fan? Like,
I love Atlanta, of course, and I think she's a queen. She is the queen. She's amazing. So it was a little disappointing that that was the response versus like, oh hi, which show? Like it wasn't like, oh my God, which show you on? Like tell me excited. It was kind of like, oh hey, which show? It was kind of like very like,
I feel now she knows Miami Housewives.
Good in my hood. Trust me. Listen, honey. Onwards, always.
Well, it's so funny because I feel like Miami is kind of like the top of the top franchise right now. I mean, you guys deliver week after week. The show is so good. It's fun. It's the tea is always piping hot. It's just gorgeous to watch.
But what it is not. I don't think it's comparable in the sense of like because it's just different. The seasoning, the recipe is completely different. So Atlanta is for Atlanta. It's perfect how it is and where it is. Potomac it's perfect. Beverly Hills, obviously working progress, but it's gonna be back to being perfect. Everyone has their own sector and everyone has their own lane. #Lisa Lane, right? So I just think that we're just a completely different breed of a cast, and it's not replicable. You can't replicate it because we're so different culturally. And you see the clash, like I'm making movements. And by the way, my girl Alexia is also from the Caribbean, and she's doing all of this too. So I'm looking at her like, girl, just because I can move my face and you can't right now today, doesn't mean that we are not the same people. We are from the Caribbean, and we understand the assignment of
I feel I have 9 things I want to ask you about what you just said. The first and foremost is, you feel Rinna being gone from Beverly Hills is going to bring it back to where it needs to be going?
The thing is that, I feel like the people want what they want until they don't, but they really want it. You know what I mean? So it's a toss up in a way where she made a comment about like, the editing made it seem like one-sided in a way. I can kind of see that because I'm like, what really was the meat of this whole thing? You know what I mean? And the worst part is that you didn't get no receipts, shut the hell up type of thing. So that's where it went wrong for her, where it's like her and nobody. And everyone's like, really? Okay. And those who saw her drunk, Kathy, drinking, they said it wasn't like to the point of belligerent where she was, incohesive and just creating this type of chaos. So it's hard to believe and watch it in your head when that person hasn't shown you that side of them yet, right? So you hear whispers of like, oh, she can go there. If she does, we'll see it one day. But if we don't, then Lisa Rinna's point doesn't make a landing. And if we do see Hilton act that way, then guess what? They're gonna say, oh, Lisa was right, bring her back.
Right. It was so crazy. I'm thinking about Bravocon, the way Lisa was booed, and the way whenever Kathy entered a room, it was like the second coming of Christ. People went absolutely nuts. Are you team Rinna or team Kathy, or just kind of like team I'm watching with my popcorn?
I was asked a question on who would I want to be a guest star on our show, and I said Kathy Hilton, just because she's so quirky. You cannot hate this woman. It's like literally, ma'am, you walked out of bed with your slippers and you went to the airport like that. Really? Okay, got it. Like it's amazing to watch. It's unbelievable to watch. So I think it's actually fun, and I think I get the same sense from the viewers. It's kind of like, what is she going to say next? How is she going to ask? What's her next facial expression? I live out loud. And it comes from heartache, by the way, which I haven't been able to tell the story. And the first scene with me and the girls at Julia's birthday party, remember when Adriana's like, oh, and nobody likes you here and this and that. And I try to explain to her, like, I'm loud because I want to do everything loud because I lost people who are no longer able to be loud. So you guys leave me alone. Let me be me. And I want to live my best life. I'm happy, honey. I'm happy. And if you can't get that through my facial expression, can't help you.
And I feel the fans are loving watching you being happy. I'm like, the reception that you are getting is overwhelming. You're getting a better reception than a lot of your castmates too right now.
I look at Twitter only when my husband tells me to.
That's smart.
Okay, so by the way, everyone's like, what's his account? What's his account number? Russell has my account and he looks at my stuff for me in on that spectrum. And so if there's anything I need to see, he'll be like, hey, you should take a look, because I have like 3 different phones. So he'll log in and help me if I tell him to look around. I go to Instagram mainly, Twitter once every like 4 weeks, 3 weeks, because it's too toxic over there sometimes. And it's like 30 people just like talking amongst themselves, and you think the world thinks I'm horrible, and it's not healthy for most people. So I decided to just kind of be very blinders on and just do me, be me, whatever happened, que sera, sera,
Yeah, that's a smart approach, but I love that Russell is here to be like, hey, the fans are loving you. You need to take a look at this.
And no, by the way, the fans are loving him. Like I need to be an agent. Like I'm like, Russell, the calendar, man, the calendar.
Yeah.
One thing at a time, guys. Okay, I got him over to be here on February 10th. One thing at a time.
Let's ask
him on stage again. Let's ask him on stage. I'm gonna help you guys out. Let's get Russell on the calendar.
Yeah, I did love watching him play Heads Up with you guys. First of all, that scene was just so cute. I love that there's so much drama going on, and then we have like this little like segment of like Guerdy and the fam playing Heads Up. He's geeking out over Star Wars with the boys. It's just very endearing.
You know what the scariest thing is that the Bravo viewers also were like, oh my God, Boba Fett. And I'm like, oh shit. Like, are you guys at this, what is that convention?
Comic-Con?
There you go. The Comic-Con. I think there's a Star Wars con. It's something like that. I went to Chicago for this thing. I was like, I'm going to go consignment shopping. I'll be right back. Go ahead. Meet you at the restaurant later on. Okay, bye-bye. costumes, the whole thing is it's hilarious. I try not to laugh. I'm laughing the whole time. I'm like, you guys are wow. You guys are wow.
I feel we might not have to have Dr. Nicole Con after this past episode too, because how was it to be in the moment when Larsa opened that?
Guys, full shock, full fucking shock. I'm thinking, and by the way, I've been hearing whispers like, oh, she had to have known. No, ma'am, no, sir. The door knocks. She was cooking chicken, the whole thing, which she needed more seasoning on, by the way. Everybody was like, Guerdy, you need to try to cook that Caribbean chicken. I'm like, I didn't have time. So we were sitting there, the doorbell rings. Ding dong, ding dong. Oh, package. She says it's from Nicole. I'm like, that, in my mind, I'm thinking, Nicole goes higher. Remember, when they go low, you go higher, right? Oh, no, not this group. This woman sends this invitation, and I'm like, this can't be for the engagement party is too close. Is it for another event? I better have one in my damn house when I get home. I'm thinking this is hand delivery going around town. Everybody's special. And here she goes, mirror, mirror on the wall. And I said, come again. What? Come again? Full shock. Full shock. And then she stopped reading it, obviously. And I'm like, whoa, kind of nosy. And it says, you're invited.
Well, I love, Guerdy, that you were the perfect person to be there because we love your facial expressions, we love your reactions, and they were spot on for this scene. When I was watching it, I noticed that Larsa was reading the disinvitation. And it was like you could see her realize what was happening, and she didn't want to read it anymore because I don't think she wanted to give Nicole a moment. So thank God you were there to read the rest.
I mean, we're okay. One thing with me that I know people say about me is that like, I'm real. Like the way I talk, the way whatever, I can turn on my professionalism in 3 seconds. Hi, Mrs. Schwartz, how are you? Amazing. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. And then I'll be like, okay, hey, listen, y'all, we're meeting Mrs. Schwartz tomorrow. You better get shit together. So with Larsa, I'm like talking to your girlfriend. I'm having fun. And literally I was like, oh, like what I did then, I would have done with anybody. I'm not going to sit there and be like, okay, whenever you're ready, just read the rest of it. No, bitch, give me the invitation. What did it say? Yeah, bitch, you're not you ain't coming to the party. So you ain't got to be tardy for the party. Okay. It was horrible. It was horrible. And then it started to click on me like, damn, Nicole, because Nicole and I had a conversation, which was not on the show. That I literally was like, after you're so fake. I'm like, hey, like you and Larsa, you need to talk to her. What's going to happen? And then I was like, I'm going to actually, go see her soon. So she knew the date I was going to see her. Now behind the producer, whatever happened on the timing of it is one thing, but I had told her I was going to go see Larsa. So that's how she, in her mind, I guess it was like, light bulb, let me coordinate this. You know what I mean? So honey, she fooled the planner. Okay. And I'm a planner. The girl planned a whole thing behind my back. And then I felt like, is Nicole like, does she care about me or am I, collateral damage? So I called her. I was like, hey bitch, what's going on? Because I look like a fool because I'm your friend, I'm her friend. And now I'm in the middle, And so she's like, I wanted to respect your relationship, which I love. But to be honest, I feel like these days, I text Larsa, hey, what's up? What's going on? Like she's very cold and distant right now. So I don't know if she's in her feelings about, because I'm friends with Nicole. I'm in the middle and I know it's going to get messy at the reunion. And it is what it is. I'm friends with Nicole and she's been my friend from day one. Never judged me, nothing. Why would I all of a sudden, because she sent you a mirror, I'm not going to be her friend for you? Like I can't pick a side with that particular incident.
And also too, because I love you and Nicole are both very proud and successful in your careers. Okay. And I think I was like, Larsa going after Nicole's career, I think really set her off.
Directly connected with me, because if she were to say something like, oh, I heard 3 clients that said that you plan horrible parties and that the flowers fell on the table. Can you imagine? And by the way, I picked up that Alexia did that. Think about it. She tells me first, I was talking about the aesthetic. That was one scene. The next scene she says, oh, it was the party planning skills to help you cancel all the vendors on the day of your wedding and did it successfully without calling you once. Got it. My planning skills were A-okay, I think. So, but I've been in this business and my own business owner for 20 years, so I can defend myself. I got the reputation, the whole thing. Nicole works for a company, so that's different. There's a trickle. There's a hierarchy there. So yes, you do have to answer when they say, "Hey, are you the doctor who's giving?" It's horrible. It was a horrible.
HR, yeah, it's a mess.
I said to myself, I can't defend that. I'm sorry. And that's, I think, a good friend is to say, bad girl, or yes, go for it. Like it is what it is. So understood Nicole, and I have no problems backing her up with that incident at all. And Nicole and I are like, you were wrong. No, you should do this. You should apologize. And I can't tell her to apologize for something that is reactive to her career being in jeopardy. I'm sorry, you know? So
what do you think of all the rumors that Larsa hears? Sometimes I feel like she just hears them in her brain.
I don't know. You have to ask her. But the thing is that, you know, there's a lot of talk. And one thing that to me is weird that I don't do, but that some people do, is they already have their little, you know, everything's checked off. They have on the notes section. Okay. Guerdy. I heard that wait, we're talking about, I'm arguing with Alexia. I heard that it's like there's a notepad back there. And that to me is like, okay, are we friends or are we just kind of like, we're friends on a daily basis until we're not friends? And that's where I don't like to work for my friendships. And I feel like if that's the case and I'm next kind of thing, I'm going to have to reevaluate some things in the sense, because I don't want to have a friend that's literally on their phone, like Alexia did to Adriana. Here's the license. Like, it's just kind of like,
oh, that was hard. You know, that was,
you really meant to be a good friend and tell her, because it would have been done in private and without you having it like readily available. Okay.
Well, Adriana's coming through with her man and the divorce decree, so there you go.
By the way, what you did not see, and again, this is me just right is right and wrong is wrong. Despite the incident with me and Alexia, I went around that table and I went to that guy. I said, hey, you, don't you ever speak to my friends like that. You can't speak to people like that. It was just the tone and the flash. It was very harsh. And as much as we're boss babes and we're feminists and the whole thing, we're still women and put some respect on our name type of thing. So and then Alexia didn't even ask me. She was like, oh, nobody had my back. I go, Alexia, I didn't tell you because I don't have to. Hey, look what I did. I didn't get a tap dance. And I said, I stood up for you. You didn't even see it. I told that guy, calm down. You don't talk to people like that. You should go apologize. And she goes, oh, thank you. Like she saw that, you know, I have no beef with her. You know, it's just like, don't disrespect me. Don't disrespect me, you know?
And on that note too, a lot of people online have been kind of getting a little between Dr. Nicole and her husband, Anthony, when they were talking, that he was making some comments about Larsa's body. What were your thoughts watching that back? Did you kind of think like, oh no, just be quiet, sir? Or like, he's a husband mad about his wife?
So I can put my hat on and to my experience with Russell, right? You know, there's that, it's called kitchen talk, right? Unfortunately, that kitchen talk was in a restaurant ordering, truffle and, being televised, right? So we all know, and we're not going to play, crazy here, that behind closed doors, we're like when we hang up with the Zoom, damn, she's crazy. Okay, you can say whatever you want about me. The point is that there's a place and time for everything. And unfortunately, this was televised, but the context in which a couple speak to each other at dinner privately, they can say whatever they want. And he's still is resentful, I think, from the comment about Grayson, her son, that he was out of wedlock. Remember, when you come for the kids, there's no going back in a sense unless there's a pure apology. So even Teresa had to go to Danielle's kids and be like, I'm sorry, guys, to their face, because she needed to do that for it to really be good. So the same thing kind of thing I feel like is like Dr. Nicole is probably still very hurt from that, because that was definitely way bigger than I had to Google you to invite you to my house. So that's where there's a disconnect here with the weight of each punch.
Yeah, Larsa does swing a lot at all of like Dr. Nicole's like her kid, her first marriage and everything. And I'm kind of like, where is this anger or like coming from?
The thing is that, I came to Larsa's defense as well. Like, when Lisa and her were fighting, I said to Lisa, she's hurt. And how she comes back to you is how she comes back to you. And apparently in the notes section, she's ready to talk about mortgages and you can't afford your lifestyle in Nicky Jam. Okay, you see? So my point is that I come to the defense of those who need a defender, lawyer like me, myself. Okay,
you are a pro bono lawyer for these ladies.
But I'm not Switzerland either, by the way. So I will speak my mind. And if you don't like it and you don't want to be my friend because of that, we've never been friends. And I don't do blind loyalty for what. Nobody puts Guerdy in the corner. Thank you.
That's right. Well, you mentioned that Larsa has been kind of cold to you over text messages in present time. How do you anticipate things to be between the two of you at the reunion?
I come in with open arms. I'm here for the people, like Eva Peron. I'm ready to greet the crowd. Now, if my reception is quite cold, and I'm gonna stay away. I don't need to push any friendship. I've learned with this group. I try to be nice to a lot of them. The OGs have been the ones who have been very, very tight knit, and they have to feel like what we're starting. Clean slate. It's called a reboot for a reason. Starting fresh, okay? And you're welcome, because we are part of the reboot. Thank you. So what are we doing here? We're playing this little hierarchy game, and there is a pecking order. I mean, come on, why are you looking at me like that? I can't sit in front of you because you scare me. Like who speaks this way? Like they are the king or queens of England. Like this is ridiculous.
Do you think some of the OGs are threatened?
Rest in peace, queen. Okay, thank you. Sorry.
Rest in peace, queen. But do you think that energy is because some of the OGs are threatened that this reboot is kind of thriving and there's a lot of new, like you and Nicole and everybody, like some newer blood there?
Like I said, I fix crowns. I'll be like, bitch, yes. Like, you know, we're doing it. It's a collaborative. So I think they're just trying to like find a way to like replace somebody or like, oh, you know, we want this so that it goes our way. You cannot control you cannot control the control room. Okay. So there's reasons why we're all here and we all have, and that's what I was trying to say at this Cuban cigar thing. We all have our lanes. We all have our niches. I'm offering my part. You do your part, whatever the whole thing. And for someone to tell me the comeback is like, I'm too loud in expression. Like, we're talking about something completely different. We're talking about you being dismissive. Do you understand? Pay attention. Like, they don't want to hear what they want to hear. They fight with chaos and confusion. And that's their win. And it's just not going to win when I know how to find my words and I will tell you exactly what the intricacies of your issues are. And if you don't want to listen, you could be louder, but my points are going to stick, you know?
I feel like it's also kind of wild that the biggest criticism they have of you is your expressions and saying you're like having an exorcism and this and that. Like, that's all you get.
My father's a pastor, so I can go to the Holy Ghost too. You know what I'm saying? I'll give her the Holy Ghost at the reunion. But I'm kidding.
she better pray to the Holy Ghost.
It's just sad. It's sad and it's laughable. That's why I'm not mad at them, because I'm like, oh, silly girl. You know, it's like,
I feel people in Miami might just be shocked because they're used to everyone being so Botox that they're like, oh, you can move your face.
Who's that? Who that? Exactly. So I don't know what it is. And I hate to do the Botox thing because, honey, one day I will be going in, you know, but right now I'm like, I don't care. Like,
you do not know, yes.
I'm 45 and I think I look under 30. So, well, maybe in my 30s.
Actually, it's so funny you say that, Guerdy, because I was watching this latest episode with you and your boys, and your oldest son is like a grown-ass man. And I'm like, how old is Guerdy? Like, is
boy is 15. The boy is 15. He wears his father's shoes and clothes. Unbelievable. The little one is 10. It's like this. He's about to reach my height. It's unbelievable. They're cutest.
They're so cute.
I know.
Wait, back to Alexia though.
Yes.
Reunion, you and Alexia, what's gonna happen there? How are things in real life? Like, what are your hopes for your relationship?
We're cordial right now. I mean, we're cordial. You know, Instagram behavior matters to me. I like to always say that because it really is. You know, the people you support virtually and face to face. So, you know, we do kind of like, you know, have a cordial relationship. I never heard a sorry and I never heard a thank you. It was kind of like emotional, and then we hug, and it's kind of like, okay, that was that scene. I couldn't prolong it anymore because poor Adriana's video at this point was in the toilet. That poor girl. We were not helping her out. I even said, hey guys, we should say sorry. Alexia's like, no, there's nothing to be sorry about. I'm like, okay. And so, you know, I feel like there needs to be a final full circleness about our conversation, just because I want to make sure she hears me, because next time that this disrespect happens,
it seems like when there's an effort for apologies and Alexia is involved, things don't go well. We saw that with Julia when she tried to apologize about saying that Russian women make the best prostitutes. Then the second Julia was like, no, I need a little bit more from you, Alexia. Things went left. What was your take on Julia versus Alexia? That is the feud I never saw coming.
Never.
I think that, you know, the way to grow is to learn, right, from some situation. And if you have a scoreboard and the only thing that you care about, because when she argues with Nicole, wait, did you see this episode? Hold on. Thank God I didn't say anything. Oh, wait, you didn't. You didn't yet. So, oh my God, it's coming. So anyway, Alexia has a scoreboard in a sense. It's how I feel, because there is no way that she wants to apologize for anything that she does. And so it's like I won, you lost. I won, you. It's like, what are you doing? And so like the learning curve is no longer applicable if you're not going to fully put a dot in that whole sentence and move along. And there's always a dot, and now it's back at it again. And now the next time they see each other, they're going to hash out what happened in the past. And that's what happened with Larsa and Nicole. this whole thing about inviting me to your house, that wasn't last year and a half ago. We know what you did last summer. We already talked about it. It's over.
There was a reunion.
Can you imagine that they're talking now at a launch for Frankie's foundation thing, and they're talking about Googling her before she entered the house? First scene of the season was that. Oh, yeah. Again, we need to close chapters. I like to read a good book and like flip the next page, please. Come along.
Totally. Well, speaking of, I feel like these chapters kind of get complicated because the Real Housewives experience is interesting because it's like you film the show, then you do the press, people say things, then you watch the confessionals, people say things. Has there been anything said this season or in the press that really shocked you or disturbed you? Like, girl, what the hell?
Yes. When Alexis says, who do you think has let fame get in their head? I've been that girl, sweetheart. Okay. I've been doing what I've been doing for 20 years. So, the Vogue. It's not only Vogue, by the way. So let's keep adding on. Vogue, Harper Bazaar, Brides, Martha Stewart, Party State. Should I print out a receipt for you? That's my point. It's like, just scroll through my Instagram. Like it's easy to do. So the way you didn't scroll all the way down and see that the was married, scroll all the way down and see that, like, I've been that girl. Like, so there's no Alexis waiting. It's like, who is the star planner? And all of a sudden my world opened up because of this show or Alexia.
And it's also interesting. She said that you changed the most, but she's the only one on the show saying, I'm a star.
I didn't even care about her saying that. She says, we're jealous because she's the star. And then it's like, star of? No. I mean, hey, you know what? It's like the third grader at dance competition. Yeah, you're dazzling. You can do whatever you want. You're I want you to be a star. But don't say I'm jealous of it because, like, let's look at this. Let's not do this. It's not fair. It's like not nice. I'm a star. You're a star. Everybody's a star. Okay, I'm gonna physically bring a sticker star to you so that you can wear it as a badge of honor. I don't know what to tell you.
Wait, I hope you do that.
I got to my head. I've been that girl, and I'm not saying I'm a star. I just been the girl who's top of her career, puts her head down, does her work, and then keeps it moving. That's who I am. I don't need to do it, and I don't need to express it for it to be true.
It speaks for itself.
Bring like star stickers to the reunion, and
I just came up with it in my head. I love it. I'm kidding.
Yeah, that would be.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna kind of do it. Please delete this segment. It's gonna be a surprise. I like this idea. I like it.
Yes. There is always a lot of drama and heat going on in Miami, but one thing that has recently come up that I'm sure has brought the girls all together in some way is Martinez Cancer diagnosis. How is Julia and Martine? How are they doing right now?
They're doing great. I spoke to her as soon as it happened. We were supposed to get together for my birthday, but obviously she had to take care of some things medically for Martina. They're in great spirits. That's the good news. And it's looking very, very positive. And it's on the preventive side where they're just kind of like found out it's early. So this is you, and you do this, and that's it. So we're keeping our head down and hope for the best for her.
Because they've been able to, like, just from this season so far, they've been able to work so much on getting the spark back for them and everything. So then when that news broke, I was just so sad for them, but I'm glad to hear.
I know. And the beautiful thing about it is that it just so happened that it synchronized with that episode that was so White Lotus in the imagery of that last scene of that episode where Julia's hiding in the water. The best scene of the entire season to date right now is that, to me. Not even my family night. I'm like, this is like love. Love is love. This is love is love. And that's a perfect example to show you like how amazing that is. I love it.
Yeah, it was so cinematic. Like a movie.
Honey, I'm so proud of the production. I'm proud of the cast. Good, bad, and different. I'm just proud of all of us because I don't know if we knew how. I personally knew this season it was kind of like, we did that, but not like, through the thick and thins of all of it. I'm just like, literally, I knew every time that we walked out of an experience that we did together, I was like, I've never seen something like this. I don't think this is normal. And I knew there was something special about it. So usually if I like it, people adore it. So.
And
when you were approached about doing the reboot a few years ago, did you ever anticipate this success, especially after the show had been on pause for like 10 years?
I mean, the first thing I hear, and no offense, but I hear that it's not going to be on Bravo. So I'm like, oh, with the stepchild. Okay. And that, so, you go through this whole thing. And so I was and watching the other, housewives, the way they go dark and gloomy sometimes, toxic. And I'm like, people going to try to just make up lies. And my only thing that I fought for was like, don't with Russell. That meant saving lives, going in when your ass is coming out. Do not. Okay. That was my thing, is like that's the only thing that I cared about. I'm like, don't even try it, because that man is a good man and he saves lives, and he's like, it's a legacy, like his whole family, they're captains, they're chiefs. Like, I'm like, do not. Do you think,
do either of your sons want to follow the footsteps, or you're not sure?
They don't know what they want. They don't know what Russell was supposed to be a sports agent, by the way.
Oh,
he has a sports administration degree. He goes to I'm not gonna say the team's name, but he goes first day, whatever. And he's like, damn, these people, like, they're liars and cheats, and it's like he can't be in that room. This is not him. And he goes, it's in the blood, right? And I'm like, what the hell's in the blood? What happened? What are you talking about? It's in the blood, right? And I'm like, oh shit. And then I'm like, if I was in California or New York, I told him I would not have married you, because those states have it bad. I'm like, una abuelita fell, or a cat on the tree. Okay, we'll move along. We'll do it, So I'm happy that it's more of a safer environment here, where I don't have to have that anxiety daily to, ensure his safety. But yeah, he's a good guy.
And the fireman thing is just like so hot.
I mean, that's the thing. It's like, can I get him to do a calendar with him he's not gonna do it, guys, but I'm gonna have to sneak it. That's the thing. We're gonna do it.
We're gonna make him agree live on stage, and Danny and I, we can be the photographers even.
Oh yeah,
we can do it right then and there.
It's just that, like, I'm so blessed with him, and like, I don't mind sharing. I literally, like, I'm like,
share, let's go.
Yeah, sharing is caring.
And that's the thing. The trust level between us, I'm telling you, it's mind-boggling in a way, and I hate to jinx it. You know what I mean? So I'm never like, my man and I, but we have this bond that's like sometimes he'll do something wrong, and I'm like, oh my God, who raised you? And he goes, you. And I'm like, we've been together since 17.
Yeah.
I'm like, shit, I'm the one who raised you.
That's so sweet. I love it. Okay. Speaking of great men like Russell, it makes me kind of think of not so great men within the Miami group, the Lenny Hochstein of it all. I'm just thinking, Guerdy, if the men of Miami are involved in the reunion and Lenny somehow shows up, what would happen?
Forget the men. Put us on. Put the girls on. We got this. We don't need the men for Lenny. Trust me. We got this.
Well, that's what I love, because when Lisa came in, she was right when the season was premiering. Obviously, it was so hard, but the one thing she said, she was like, "These ladies have stuck by me and have supported me so much," and she was like, in a way that they didn't even have to, like, going above and beyond. So I love how much you all came together for her. It was really beautiful to watch.
Oh, I mean, it was inevitable, and it is just a natural thing to do. That's it,
Yeah,
and I'm gonna say something. The scene where they had me looking crazy, when I was like, oh, it's just you and the kids, Lenny, Lisa Lane, forget Lenny. You see something, you say something. I just had to. And it was, for me, after all of that I saw and heard, I was just kind of like, no. And by the way, what did she do? Kids, Lisa. And so it's like, okay, oh my God, girl. And she's not going to the club as a distraction or trying to pull the host's hair like Alexis caught. Like, it's like she did what Guerdy said to do, which is keep your head down, stay in your lane, and just do you and focus on the future. Onwards, baby. And
I was so confused when people got mad at you for bringing that advice, because I was like, that's A, perfect advice, and B, it's like...
No, it wasn't that they were mad at me. They were like, I'm so confused. Like, you're not Michelle Obama. Listen, let's leave Michelle Obama home and alone with she got too many things to do with Obama. This is small talk here. Like, we got this. My advice was nothing crazy. But again, the hierarchy level, they can do that. And some people can't for some reason. And I've never been put in the corner where people are telling me, be quiet, stay down. And so to me, it's kind of like, what, are you guys crazy? Like, who's talking to,
And I'm glad that Lisa Lane has a kind of cute guy in it now a little bit too. I feel I've been seeing her.
Yeah, what do you think of Jody? They seem smitten.
No, I don't know.
Okay.
Has it been confirmed? Has any? I don't know. I don't know. I don't talk about people's business if I'm not confirmed.
They seem to be stepping out a lot and enjoying each other's company, and that's great to see, right? We love to see Lisa.
I like to see her happy in whatever capacity. So she likes it. I love it. Yeah.
And she's looking great too now. Like I love all the jumpsuit, the cat suit she's wearing and everything.
She has good cat suit moments. That body, honey.
So good.
Sickening. She's amazing.
She looks so good. Wait, I'm kind of curious. Have you ever run into Katharina in Miami?
No.
And what would happen if you ran into her?
Nothing. Are you worth a syllable out of my mouth? Please, honey, give me an A, give me a K. No, thank you. No, I don't want it. I don't want to. I don't want to play Wheels of Fortune with you, sweetheart. Go sit down. Have a seat. I'm crazy.
That's so good. Well, wait, I do want to get your opinion.
Give me a K. No.
I love that.
Guerdy, I am curious for your opinions on Larsa and Marcus Jordan, because I know she keeps saying we're friends, but we're out here making out in these Miami streets. They can't keep their hands off each other. I'm like, go girl, do your thing. Do you have any thoughts about them?
I don't know. Has it been confirmed?
I mean,
I don't make out with my friends on the street. I don't know if I need better friends or not.
And so she said he's just a friend. I mean, whatever she says. I mean, I'm not gonna sit there confirming anything. It's not my business at all.
Who out of all the single ladies that you have in Miami, who next? Who do you hope finds their person next? Like, who do you think is ready for a new love chapter the most?
I think Larsa.
Larsa. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I think that she knows exactly what she wants. I feel like, and especially I think after Scotty, very decisive. I don't even want, like I saw the way she picked her penthouse and realizing, like, you know what? No, what I say, Larsa in the city. I like she's living her best life and she knows what she wants. I respect her for that, and I love that about her. So I think that she's gonna, when she's ready to strike, honey, she's gonna get her kill. Let's do it.
As someone who has maintained a successful marriage for like nearly 3 decades at this point, what advice do you have for Larsa and Lisa as they get ready to possibly, enter second marriages?
Really know who you are and what you want. If you don't know what you want, you're just gonna now, keep going to the next and the next and the next. If you know exactly what qualities keep you grounded, stable as a person, and I think that's what it is. And I think that the horoscopes don't lie, by the way. I feel like I'm not at all into it, but every time that somebody's like, oh my God, now I get why you guys are together. I'm like, tell me why again, what happened? And so it's truly, honestly, it's something in the skies. But I think that, opposites attract for sure, yin yang, Yeah,
I 100% believe in the horoscopes and the astrology of it all. Maybe a little bit too much. I'm like so obsessed. You're a Capricorn. What is Russell?
Scorpio, baby.
Oh, a sexy.
My father's a Scorpio, my husband, and his father. All 3 men. Yeah, patriarchal.
Wow,
so cool. And they're good guys. Good guys.
Spicy Scorpio energy. I love that. I also love Scorpios because they are so loyal, and so are Capricorns. That's where you guys meet.
Yes.
Loyal to a fault. Well, Guerdy, we can't wait to talk more about all this lovey-dovey stuff with you.
I'm seeing you in person.
I haven't wearing it yet, guys. I gotta bring it.
I know you will bring it. That is a guarantee.
I will. Any color coordinate, any color. Should I do red? Are we doing red?
Like a red pink?
No. Give the girls the memo, honey. All of us in red. Hello. We're gonna give you the business.
Sexy Valentine's Day. Yeah.
A full editorial fashion shoot for you guys. Okay.
I love how you're already thinking of ways to Gerdify this experience, Guerdy.
Don't make me have to call my florist and do a backdrop. Don't make me.
Well,
later.
Girl,
text Matt. Come on now.
If you're offering,
I got people, but yeah, I have enough time. Yeah, we'll talk later.
Your wheels are turning. Okay, I love it. I'm living for it.
I love that.
Yeah. Well, we can't wait for the event, Guerdy. Thank you so much for coming onto the podcast again. You're just the best.
The best repeat. We're so glad you are our second time person.
I'm in full shock. Make it a thing. Let's announce it to the people, darling. Okay.
Yes,
we will.